All right. Now, one thing that I will say right up front, okay? I want to say thank you to those of you who have been along for this ride the last 2 to 2.5 months of RPG Mania. As we've termed it, I have been in the midst of RPG overload. With so many RPGs at once being played, being juggled, I haven't been able to focus really on any of them. It hasn't allowed me to make significant progress in many of them. And in some of these games, we're now approaching, 120 hours of gameplay time. And it's been wild. I want to say thank you to those who have been around, who have been hanging out and supporting. Many have not. Many have outright said, man, while these RPGs are going on, I'm tapping out. I'm not even going to watch. I'll come back whenever Phil's not playing an RPG. So because of that, a lot of people haven't been around. And in addition to that, although I will say this, although support on some of these streams has done well, for example, notably the Baldur's Gate 3 streams have done really well when it comes to daily support, and I'm very appreciative of that. You guys have helped me out tremendously. Overall, viewership, engagement, support are all down on this channel because all I've been doing is playing RPGs. Okay? And there's nothing that I can really do to that. You know what I mean? Like when these are the big games coming out, these are the ones I'm covering because they are the big games coming out. When all the other games that are out are flopping, like Suicide Squad, for example, I'm kind of left between a rock and a hard place, right? What do I do when there really are no other options besides RPG, right? Basically, the Baldur's Gate 3 streams are doing good support-wise during the stream, but that playthrough fell off 3 months ago. No exaggeration, the views as of like late January, okay, maybe not 3 months ago, I guess it was 2 months ago. The views as of late January are atrocious. When I upload videos of that playthrough, they don't get 300 views in days. In fact, there's still parts of that playthrough from 2 weeks ago that have like 200 views. No one's watching that playthrough on demand at all. People fell off because it's too long, and that's just a symptom of a too long game. It's incredibly hard to get people to watch it on demand, okay? Because that game's been going on, I feel like it did negatively affect all the other playthroughs I'm doing. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, if we hadn't just played Like a Dragon Gaiden back in December, if there hadn't been Like a Dragon Ishin earlier in 2023, right? And if I wasn't playing other RPGs, maybe Infinite Wealth would have gotten way more support and attendance and engagement. But the problem is, everything already was invested in another RPG. Then Final Fantasy VII came out, and it's like, what was going to happen? I thought maybe Final Fantasy VII would end up getting all the attention and the other two playthroughs would suffer. No. Basically, the Final Fantasy VII playthrough is dead in the water. As I started to play it, I realized within 2 streams, people just didn't care that much about this playthrough because I was already playing 2 other major RPGs, so the time was just ridiculously divested into these 3 different games in different directions, and I wasn't making enough progress in any of them, right? So out of all the RPG playthroughs I'm currently doing, all right, I'd have to say for me, I'm most invested in Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon because I'm the furthest in those, and it looks like if I really heavily focus on those, I'll beat them within a couple of weeks, which is my plan. With Final Fantasy VII, I don't even know what to do with it. I really don't. It seems like no one cares about it. When I play it, half the chat is disconnected from what we're doing in the game. The other half is complaining the game's boring, and it's like, I don't feel that way. I enjoy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I can't do that much with a game that the audience isn't connecting with. I'm trying to make it look fun and do all the fun content and everything, and there's not much I can really do to make it exciting for you. If you don't like Final Fantasy VII or what they've done with the game, I can't make it appealing, And again, I really, really feel like if I wasn't playing 2 other RPGs at the same time, and that was the one RPG in my mix, more people would be showing up and attending and being invested in it. But you're not going to be invested when you have 3 different directions to go for a current RPG, right? So, I want to say thank you to those who have been showing up and supporting. But overall, and this is just being truthful, with this RPG overload of the last 2 months, this channel is way down. Views, engagement, support. Now you might say, well, I don't get that because I'm watching Baldur's Gate 3, and when you do Baldur's Gate 3 on stream, it's always a supportive stream. You're right. For those of you who attend the Baldur's Gate 3 streams and support them, thank you. But the problem is that's all I'm getting is that support during the stream, which I'll be honest is primarily tips. This channel right now is way down on memberships and way down on the super chats that I would normally receive during any daily stream. no matter what game it was, I would consistently get that level of support, and I'm not getting it anymore because it's only the same crowds coming by every day for these RPGs and the same crowd supporting Baldur's Gate 3 with tips. But outside of that, everything else has dwindled. So, thank you to those supporting. If you like this content, if you like this channel, if you like the fact that now I'm putting my foot down to get out of this, please consider supporting it in some way. And anything is appreciated. Again, tips, super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, all appreciated. I'm trying to get out of this rut, and I think we will. I think in the next couple of weeks, okay, we will absolutely get out of this, okay? But we have to get out of it. And, you know, it's going to be at that level eventually once we get the variety of games in there. And there are a variety of games coming out. I guess the question is, which ones do I play? And again, that's the question I'm faced with this week for this Friday. Do I eventually play both new games, or do I only play one of them? What about this Alone in the Dark game coming out? That still is a big question mark. No one really knows what it's going to be. So we have to basically be vigilant, correct, and diligent, and get through the endings of these two games, and then move on to focus on other stuff, right? Okay, first of all, let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday was a weird day because to break up this nonstop content, okay, to break up this nonstop RPG madness, I purposefully went out of my way to make a different kind of playthrough. I bought the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, and it was my intention that originally I was going to be playing the multiplayer, you know, on and off. I was going to play it all day yesterday, and then I was going to play it as night streams balanced with stuff for the next few weeks. And then eventually, as the schedule cleared up, with these RPGs drying up, or not drying up, but finishing up, then I was going to maybe consider playing the single-player campaigns and stuff like that. Man, let me tell you guys something. That, wow. That was one of the worst gaming experiences I've had in a long time, and at least it was only $31.50 for me, plus tax. I think it was like $34, $35. Thank God it wasn't a full-price game. But I mean, that is just representative of the current state of gaming, where so many games are just grade A trash at launch. And how much do you want to bet? They give it a few weeks to a few months, they'll probably fix that game. And then maybe it'll be a fun experience. And since I own it, I might go back in the future to try to play it once they fixed it. But as of right now, that is a literal definition of an unplayable game. You know, you boot it up, and first of all, they force you to choose either Battlefront 1 or 2. There's no matchmaking system that includes both or anything like that. So immediately you split the player base to two games, which is incredibly stupid. We already know that doesn't work from things like the Capcom fighting game collections I've played as late. You know, 3 versions of Darkstalkers in the game. No one knows what version to play, so you can never find anyone to play because there's 4 people always trying to matchmake in the wrong game. Stupidity. Then when you finally start playing, you realize the game is insanely laggy. You're teleporting all over the place. Your shots never register. Or if they do register, they kill the guy a second later. Like, I was sniping, and I was like, well, did it hit? And then all of a sudden, oh, he died. Like, wait, I fired like a second and a half ago. What? It's just so bizarre because this game is done. This game was 20 years old and was completely programmed. They didn't have to reprogram this game. All they had to do was find a way to port it to make it work with modern platforms. Yet they botched it so horribly. You know? Oh my god, I was playing Battlefront 2, and I'm on Hoth, the ice planet, the winter planet from Empire Strikes Back. All the snow turns into a fuchsia patchwork that looks like plaid. What the fuck? I had never seen plaid in Star Wars before, but now I have. Like, what the fuck did they do to this? I've never seen anything so badly botched. Really. I mean, the only thing is, it is playable. Like, you can join matches and play. The matches just aren't worth playing. They're so atrocious. I mean, there were situations where there were rooms full of people all firing on each other and no one was registering. So people just unload their grenades because it's the only way you can hurt anyone. Then you just die. You don't even know what happened because it never showed the explosion from any of the grenades. You just died randomly because, you know, something blew up. Oh, okay. So, yikes. It's one of the worst ports I've ever seen. And absolutely, you should get a refund if you can. I can't because I got it on PlayStation. I am hoping, like I said, that perhaps they will fix the game in a few weeks to months, and I would like to go back and actually play it if it works, because those games are outstanding games. They are super fun to play, but they have to work, and right now they don't. So I would love to try it out again when it works. But the thing was, that was supposed to be my whole day yesterday. Like, you guys had asked me, play it all day for variety because you were dying for variety outside of RPGs. And I said, all right. Wow, Mortal Wombat says the game is done like leaving leftovers in the microwave for too long. That's the best analogy I can use. They massively overcooked it, huh? Ooh. Anyway, so last night I was faced with, what am I going to do? Right? What am I going to play? And we had various options, but they're all RPGs. You know, I'm not going back to Tekken 8. I already told you guys I tapped out of fighting games for a while. I need a break. Fighting games have stressed me out. I've been playing them now 9 months nonstop Street Fighter 6, a month and a half nonstop Tekken 8. I've had enough. I need a break. So I'm literally tapping out of that for now. I will go back to fighting games later this year, either for the Akuma DLC or for the Season 2 update for Street Fighter 6. We'll see which. But by then, I think there'll be more of a desire for it. People will be more into it, craving fighting games, because I wouldn't have played them for a while, and I'd be happy to go back to them. But sometimes you need a break. It's like I said, even back in the day when I was a competitive fighting game player, all right, where I was traveling constantly to go to tournaments and stuff, I'd have periods of burnout where I played too much and I would feel tired of it and I would just want to get a break, and I would take extended breaks, you know, of a few months sometimes. And then when I went back, I would feel more reinvigorated to reapply myself and go back. And sometimes it would actually improve my game, just stepping away for a while and then coming back. So I think that will actually happen, okay? So I don't want to play fighting games right now. And it's like, well, what else could you do? Well, I'm not going to do Baldur's Gate 3. Because if I play Baldur's Gate 3, people are going to be upset. This has been a daytime stream consistently the entirety of the playthrough, and the few times I made it a night stream, people were very upset with me because they couldn't attend. And the people who want to see Baldur's Gate 3 are supporting the day streams. If I do it at night and I do a critical part of the story and they miss it live, they're going to be upset, right? I can't do Like a Dragon, because the Like a Dragon streams, you know, people already are barely attending. Now imagine me doing an impromptu Like a Dragon stream where the audience that would usually come can't come because they didn't know it was happening. I probably get like 10 people, right? And as for Final Fantasy VII, like I've already said, I don't even want to play it right now. I just don't. I feel like if we're going to go back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, we have to get to a point where it makes sense, where I can focus on it and not be pulled in 20 directions with other RPGs. So that's why I said, you know what? Let's just do a late night chill stream. Let's do it. So for 2 hours last night, we just hung out and we talked about all different kinds of topics. Really. I mean, up, down, left, right, every direction, different topics were discussed, and it was fun. It was fun to have people come by and just ask random questions and just have a chill atmosphere. No progress was required, nothing like that. And by the way, it ended up being one of the best night streams I've done in ages when it comes to engagement and support. Attendance was great, people engaging with the stream was great, and the support was great. And it's like, I keep telling you guys this, that I feel like the future of me on YouTube is going to be me having other things than gaming. Not to say, again, that I don't want to game, because I do. I'm a lifelong gamer. It's my hobby. It's my job. I love doing it. But I'm definitely seeing the writing on the wall that as I get older, more people just want to talk about topics and hang out than just play video games all day. So maybe it might be that I reduce the amount of games that I play, and we focus only on the bigger ones that more people would want to see, and every once in a while, like an indie selection that's like a hot one that people think I would like. And then a lot of other things become into the play for content, right? Different kinds of discussion streams, hangout sessions, and things like that. I don't know. I'm just saying. It seems like every time I do one of these one-off streams, they do really well. So, you know, I'm just taking the feedback that I'm getting from my audience, right? So there you go. Anyway, those videos are live if you want to check them out. It went really well. And I hope that you enjoy if you watch it on demand after the fact. By the way, something funny that happened. So even with the shit show that was the Battlefront collection yesterday, right? I uploaded the videos, and as expected, the videos are doing all right. People want to see how bad this game is. Absolutely made nothing on the videos whatsoever. All demonetized fully on YouTube for having Star Wars content in them. So no one can make any content of the Battlefront collection because the moment it plays a piece of music or a sound effect that's from Star Wars, it gets claimed. I wish that I was kidding. No, it's music, it's sound effects, it's anything Star Wars related now gets flagged and claimed on YouTube, and you lose all advertisement rights to your video. So all 3 videos, I mean, by all means, watch them and enjoy them because they're funny as shit how bad that game runs. But I make nothing on those videos. Zero. So, you know, how great. You want to discuss a shit show? I mean, seriously, it is an overall shit show with that game. Okay, so now let's talk about the schedule for the rest of the week. Because now it is RPG push time, okay?